everyone. Welcome to the next episode of On the Couch with Dr. Miles. Because it is still a pandemic, we still don't have anyone actually on the couch with me. But via Zoom, we have the one and only Dean Hibler, who is the Dean of Students here at Flagler College. So I'm excited to be able to talk to you, Dean Hibler. How are you doing?
I'm doing very well, thank you.
Fantastic. So I'm going to jump right into the questions. First, can you talk to me about your role and the initiatives that you are a part of here on campus?
Sure. My role as the Dean of Students is to oversee various departments, including safety and security, health services, res life, judicial affairs, and to also work closely with counseling and the care program. I also serve on 11 various committees to continue to enhance what we offer to our students here at the college. The main initiative that I've really spent a lot of time on naturally is the Operations Task Force that's overseeing our focus on COVID.
Thank you so much. I know anytime I have a question, I'm like, well, I'm going to call Dean Hibler, because even if you don't have the answer, you know who has the answer. So personally, I want to thank you for pretty much being the end-all be-all of knowledge on this campus. Did you know that that's who you were?
Well, I hope after 18 years here at Flagler, I know where things are. So it helps.
It does help. So my next question, how has your role evolved since the COVID-19 pandemic? You talked a little bit about being on the Operations Task Force, but what precautions did you help put in place to make sure we kept students safe and healthy?
It's a great question. Over the summer, we evaluated the best way to keep our students safe and healthy, and that was to change the occupancy of our resident halls, as well as many students could properly be seated in our classroom. We chose to make more of the rooms in the resident hall singles and doubles, instead of those that had triples or quads or even up to 6. We also have more takeout food options in our food service areas, where students can just grab and go basically. Our Healthy Saints app allows the students and staff to monitor their health so that they show the green screen everywhere they go. And finally, unfortunately, I'm constantly walking the campus to remind everyone, get those masks up.
Yes, I do my best to help you with that. Although I will say I lose my patience every now and then, because at this point, we all know we should be wearing our masks. This is also a good opportunity to say that, part of the reason that at this moment, neither of us are wearing our masks is because we are in our offices, either alone or 6 feet away from another person, because my producer Presley is behind the camera, but she is wearing her mask, and the only reason I'm not wearing it is because it's difficult to understand when I'm talking, but we are definitely socially distanced and doing everything we can to be safe.
Always keep mine close by just in case.
Yeah, actually, I usually wear mine hanging around my neck. I just took it off for the filming. So my last question for you. Oh wait, no, this isn't the last question. What are some of the changes to the semester, and also what are you most looking forward to this spring?
We didn't do a lot of changes this semester compared to last semester. We are still making sure everyone on campus is mindful of COVID and continuing to wear their mask and social distance. We are doing testing on a weekly basis starting this next week through a random selection process. Naturally, I hope by the end of this semester, all of the Flagler family has been vaccinated for COVID, and we can slowly begin the process of opening the campus back up in its entirety.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I'm also afraid of that. I think I'm so used to having my mask or not being anywhere near another human being that it's going to take a while to get used to just seeing everybody's face again. But it'll be a welcome adjustment.
Yes.
So my last question, this really is the last question. What is your advice for students to continue being citizens with integrity during these unprecedented times?
The students need to stay focused on their education during these times, and to remember that it takes all of us to work with each other and keep our campus community safe. Everyone, we will be able to get back to not wearing masks someday. Hugging someone that needs a hug, shaking hands with someone you just met, or even sharing a dessert at a meal. But until then, we really need to keep the precautions going that we've established. And just remember, it's going to come to an end someday, we hope.
Yeah, honestly, it's like staying focused on the fact that this is temporary. If we do what we need to do, this will be temporary. The longer we resist, the longer we're going to continue to have these precautions that we have to take. So, well, that was my last question. Dean Hibler, it is always a pleasure talking with you. I thank you so much for your time and for everything you have done to help keep this campus safe.
Thanks so much. I appreciate the time with you as well.
All right, bye.